The evening began with laughter, music, and the gentle aroma of fine wine filling the air. My husband, Daniel, and I were hosting a small gathering. Friends, a few colleagues, and that easy blend of comfort and chatter that comes when everyone feels at home. The table gleamed with candles and conversation. The food was good, the wine better, and the jokes flowed easily. Maybe a little too easily. I'd had enough to drink to feel bold, reckless, even. When someone asked how long we'd been married, I smirked and said, 7 years. Maybe it's time for an upgrade, a newer model husband. The table erupted with laughter. Everyone joined in. Everyone except Daniel. I didn't notice at first. I was too busy enjoying the attention, the playful teasing, the compliments about my sense of humor. One friend joked, "Careful, Daniel. You might get traded in." I laughed louder than I should have and added, "Well, maybe I'll find one who actually listens." More laughter followed, but Daniel didn't smile. His expression had changed. Quiet, still, unreadable. I brushed it off. He was being sensitive, I thought. It was just a joke. Couples tease each other all the time. I told myself he'd laugh about it later. But as dinner went on, something shifted. The laughter around the table grew thin, brittle. Every time I tried to lighten the mood again, Daniel's silence weighed it down. His eyes stayed on me, steady, calm, and cold. When dessert came, one of my colleagues tried to ease the tension. "So, Daniel," they said with an awkward grin, "are you going to let her trade you in?" He set his fork down carefully, lifted his gaze, and smiled. But it wasn't warmth that met my eyes. It was something sharp and final. "No," he said softly. "I don't think she'll have to." The room went still. The air seemed to freeze. My heart skipped. "What do you mean?" I asked, tried to laugh, but my voice trembled. He leaned back, his tone quiet, almost polite. "If she wants a new husband, she won't need to look far. She's already been spending a lot of time with Mark from accounting." The words hit like a slap. My laughter vanished. My throat tightened, heat rising to my face as the table fell silent. Every pair of eyes darted away. "Daniel, please," I whispered, but he didn't stop. "I've seen the messages," he continued evenly. "The late-night texts, the meetings that don't show up on her calendar. Maybe the jokes on me for still thinking I had a wife." No one spoke. The ticking of the wall clock filled the room, slow and merciless. I felt small, exposed, foolish. My mouth opened to explain, but the words tangled in my throat. "It wasn't like that," I stammered. He gave a faint, bitter smile. "You're right," he said quietly. "It's never like that, until it is." The silence that followed was suffocating. My hands shook. My colleagues avoided my eyes, pretending to sip their drinks or glance at their phones. Anything to escape the scene unraveling in front of them. After what felt like forever, Daniel stood. He adjusted his jacket, set his napkin on the table, and looked at me with calm finality. "You always wanted the last word, Emma," he said softly. "Now you have it." Then he turned and walked out. The door closed behind him, and I just sat there, frozen, humiliated, unable to breathe. My laughter, once so easy and loud, echoed in my head like a cruel reminder of what I'd done. Someone finally whispered, "Emma, was he serious?" But I couldn't answer. I couldn't even move. The weight of my own words pressed down on me until I felt hollow inside. All those jokes, all that sarcasm, I'd told myself it was harmless. It wasn't. It was distance dressed up as humor, cruelty disguised as charm. When I got home later, the house was empty. His clothes were gone. His side of the bed was untouched. On the kitchen counter sat a folded note, 3 words, written in his careful handwriting. "Enjoy the upgrade." I sank to the floor and sobbed until my body shook. The silence in that house was unbearable, louder than any fight we'd ever had. My jokes had always been my armor, my way to feel powerful, untouchable. But that night, they stripped me bare. Months have passed since then. Sometimes I see Daniel from afar. He looks lighter now, freer, unburdened. And I smile, but it's the kind of smile that hurts. People tell me it was just a joke, that I shouldn't blame myself so much. But I know better. Some jokes aren't funny. They're confessions in disguise. Words at once spoken can't be taken back. That night, when I tried to be clever, I didn't just lose a laugh. I lost the only person who ever truly loved me. And the silence he left behind still echoes louder than any punchline I've ever told.